Sorry.
I'll call this meeting to order at 6:31. Roll call, please.
Ingram,
Hello.
Rector,
Here.
Summers,
Here.
Taylor, Tinsley, Woken,
Here.
Young,
Here.
Harper.
Here. We have a quorum present. Motion to approve the agenda. Moved, seconded by Mr. Young, moved by Mr. Rector. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approval of the minutes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Summers, moved by Mr. Young. Any discussion, corrections? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Quick question, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Do we know when these were mailed out? I had not received my agenda packet for this. I did leave early this morning. When did everybody else get theirs? Today.
I got mine today, yes.
They were mailed out Thursday morning. I'm sorry, Friday morning.
I guess I live out in rural, just like Chair Harper.
I got mine today, so.
Yeah, but I left the house at, anyway, just asking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Public participation, any public? Dustin, Carrie, nothing? All right. Communications from the board? No communications. We'll move right on to new business. First item is discussion and resolution recommendation for jail consolidation plan. Floor is open.
I just comment that I think this opens the door for us to have further discussion with the full board and with community to come up with specifics for the jail modification plan.
Anybody else have comments, Mr.
Yeah,
Young?
so I was going to say, in addition to that, I know we had some experts here, talked about the jail. But if we do that, it would be nice to have someone come and who know about the jail in detail in regards to like an expert or a professional, along with hopefully people show up.
Dana, you got something to add here?
I guess I would ask Charles to define what he's talking about. We've had an architect who put the study together, who has expertise with both buildings and jails. We've had the sheriff come forward with his staff and talk at this meeting. So if you just give us an idea further what you're talking about.
No, that is true. I guess what I'm saying is maybe perhaps like if we get more people come, and then maybe they can hear and know exactly as opposed to just, I'm sorry, just real small. I know it's a matter of trying to, I don't know, maybe I'll get my constituents to come out.
Any other discussion on this? Otherwise, I might have Mr. Summers read our resolution into the minutes. A recommendation.
Through careful and thoughtful analysis of the varied and voluminous deficiencies of the 40-year-old sheriff's office and downtown jail, and with a thorough evaluation of the 2019 jail consolidation feasibility plan as developed by Reefstech Reed Architecture, the Facilities Committee fully endorses and approves the study for consolidation of the Champaign County Main Street Jail and the Adult Detention Center located at 502 South Lehrman Avenue, Urbana, Illinois. Additionally, with the Facilities Committee's full endorsement, the committee requests the Champaign County Board to discuss, evaluate, and approve the 2019 Reefstech Jail Consolidation Plan and conjointly working with the Champaign County Finance Committee to identify a funding mechanism which allows this jail consolidation plan to become reality.
Do we need to now vote on that? Discuss it more?
I don't know that it requires a vote. Further discussion, I think, would be good. And if we have questions for our sheriff and first deputy. I'm not making a motion, no. It was a comment as to how we
Okay.
should move forward.
Does anyone want to make that a motion to move this forward to the full board and finance?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Walken. Is there a second?
Second Young.
Second by Mr. Young. Discussion. Mr. Ingram?
Just for anybody that might be watching at home, and as I'm listening to Mr. Summers read this, I'm just, it's, I think intentionally vague because we don't really know where we're going exactly yet. And this is going to be a discussion that I think the full board should have. And maybe what Mr. Young was saying at some point was that at that meeting where we are talking about it with the full board, we have, I would assume that hopefully the sheriff or somebody from his staff will be there, just so everybody can get a good picture of what this plan's like, how it is set up as kind of an a la carte with multiple options system, and then also, you know, as the word is out there amongst people right now that for some reason the full plan price tag is what we are all signing off on. I think we just need to make sure that that's not it's not what we're putting out there to people. So I just think everybody should kind of be prepared to talk about all of that and make sure that everybody in the county is aware that this is a plan that could go a lot of different ways, and we need to make sure that we tailor it the way that is right for this county.
Oops, sorry. Amen, Mike. I like that. Also, since we got the media person here, can we hype it up where someone like put an article in the paper inviting the community to come out? Just hype it up. You know, we got to sell it and sell folks to come out. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Get some more people to come so they can hear, you know, some kind of way through the media outlet. You know, and I hate to say this, but also someone came to me. One of my constituents said the cameras here is horrible watching it on TV because it's so zoomed, it's so far back. They can't see who's talking. They don't know who is what. It's not real clear. I know that's another topic, but I'm just letting you know. Some people that have got on there, it's not too clear.
All right, any other discussion? As Mr. Young just said, it's going to be a selling by all of us. I think any of us that have been through the facilities understand the needs that the sheriff's office has been requesting and is requesting. I'm sure Tammy wants to hear this. Now it's going to be in her hands in the finance committee. You got all kinds of spare money, right? But anyway, I think we need to move forward with this. And as Mr. Summers and I discussed, and we've discussed in this committee before, it's going to take all of us to sell this project when we finally get a finalized plan and the financing of it, how we're going to do it. But we need to keep moving forward if we're going to get this done. So, Mr. Summers.
I think it's important that in having the discussion, one area that we don't need to neglect is the potential cost to the county if we do nothing. It's not simply about the jail and what a new jail is going to look like. When we talk to people that may have to reach into their pocketbook to help pay for it, we need to point out as well that if we do nothing, they're going to be reaching into their pocketbook nonetheless, because we've got issues with the old jail that will have to be repaired if we do nothing. We have the feds that tell us that we have to do ADA work if we do nothing. And there's a public safety issue in terms of being able to house prisoners in a facility that provides adequate medical care. But the range of issues that we need to talk about is pretty broad. And I just hope that we don't get stuck on any one area in having this discussion, because the only way people are going to understand a really good reason to do this is if they've got a picture with a wide angle lens and can see the whole picture, not just a little piece that they happen to be looking at and focusing on.
Exactly. There are a number of liability issues if we do nothing. Mr. Rector.
Just to continue those same thoughts, this can's been kicked down the road for years. So to your point, it's got to be taken care of. It's not right to kick it down the road another 10 years. Thank you.
Ms. Walken?
And Steve, the cost of doing nothing, I mean, to me, there is no choice. I mean, doing nothing is not a choice. I don't know how we sell that to the public, but to me, that is not a choice, doing nothing. So,
Dustin, did you have say something?
Good evening. I was gonna sit back there, but I get my talking skills from my mom, so I was just antsy. You know, um, thinking a lot about this, and it may just be because this is my 10th month, but I don't want people to get the impression that we're saying it's an officer safety issue and that's it because we're kind of making it up, right? We're not. So I think what I'm going to try to do, if it's okay with you guys during the public speaking time, whatever, is as we start this, I'm going to come to facilities meetings and just say some of the issues we're dealing with currently, be specific with some of the issues. For an example, and excuse me if I'm a little emotional because I really care for my officers, okay? We have had a correctional officer jumped twice in the last 2 weeks in the downtown jail. And both times I made him go to the hospital, one of which was publicized, and the inmate went to the hospital too, right? This last time it turned out a lot better. When we talk about safety, not only of inmates, but of correctional officers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I think it does it a disservice to say, we need to do it in the name of safety, right? It's kind of like in the name of programs. Well, what does that mean? I heard a comment over last week saying, well, they've never really mentioned programs yet, right? What are they going to do at the renovated facility? And my comment was, well, we're not there yet, right? Because there are a lot of ways that we can make this happen. The one thing I want to stress to the community is we cannot continue to be at the downtown jail because inmates are finding parts of vents, that's probably not the appropriate term to use, and they are picking them out, and they can easily use them as shanks. Now, luckily, this particular inmate, who is mentally ill, had a conscience and came to the correctional officer and said, hey, by the way, I picked these out of this dilapidating building. That very easily could have been a correctional officer that is dead, right, at this point in time. And so I can't really open the doors and let the community come in and take a look at everything. But if you walk in my lobby at the sheriff's office, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I had people coming in for interviews the other day, stomping on cockroaches in the lobby. Now we got that taken care of, right? Something that Ecolab is coming every week and spraying for, but holy cow. And I have pictures that I'm willing to share with the community, et cetera. And it's like, people don't need to be in a facility like this. Right, I'm surprised we haven't gotten more complaints, union issues, etc. And it's coming down to that. I don't want one of my guys or gals to die. I don't want an inmate to get inhumane or unfair treatment and sue the county, right? And so, so I think I will just regularly, Dana and I talk all the time. I think I'll just regularly let you guys know honestly what's going on. It's up to the community on how they want to proceed with this. But as I've told you before. If we do not do something, whatever that something is, I am going to wholeheartedly say, I was honest with you. I told you what you needed. Now it's you. So I appreciate your time, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. But that's really what we're working with, and that's just been the last couple of weeks. So thank you.
Any questions for Dustin while he's here? Okay. Do we have a motion to, okay, do we have a second? Okay. Any further discussion on this issue? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right, next we'll move on to information only. Dana?
Attached in your packet that you didn't receive, John. Sorry. Hopefully you did get one through the internet, though.
Can you have a copy of that for Tim?
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh, you want just Tim to have it?
Tim, Tim wants one.
In the packet information is a lease agreement with the Attorney General's office. It's an updated lease that would start in 2020, take us through 2023. The gentleman that we've worked through who's the Deputy Attorney General, takes care of all of their facility and in-house items. Is probably leaving in the next year or two, so we thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and, per our agreement, existing agreement, extend and create a new lease for another 4 years. We increased their rate, which was $15.54 per square foot. They lease 2,595 square feet in the building. We increased the first year at 3%, takes it up to a little over 16. That's at the top of the scale for office space in this community that also encompasses utilities. So feel like it's a great number. They certainly are at the top of any of our leases, and any addition increase would be based upon CPI over the next years. Any questions about the lease? That's space here in Brookings, by the way, if anybody hasn't read it, but they're down in Pod 200.
All right, no questions on that. We'll move on to item C, update on the JDC roof replacement.
Yeah, these next ones will be fairly quickly, but JDC, the EPDM rubber roof is completely in place. The only thing left to complete, and they started on it today, is the metal edging all the way around the parapet wall. I would suspect that they'll be done by late next week, depending upon what Mother Nature brings to us. But we've been through a couple of rainstorms now with successfully no leaks. It looks good. It's in place. It's not leaking, so we feel pretty good about the project where it's at. Any questions?
All right, we'll move on to item D, update on the courthouse column.
This one's real quick. We have not had a pre-construction meeting yet. We hope to get one next week with a start date towards the end of the month. Contractors have been busy in this town, and this contractor's been especially busy. Don't mind a October, November, December construction schedule for this project, so we should be fine.
Any questions on that issue? All right, last item is Brookings Pod 100 roof replacement.
If anybody was by the building today, you saw a large crane out front, ACR, or Advanced Commercial Roofing. It was placing all the materials on the roof. This is Pod 100. It's approximately 20,000 square feet of roofing material. They will actually start removing in sections tomorrow. They'll remove a section in about 3.5, 4 hours, and it'll take approximately 4.5 hours to put that section back and glue it. We've warned the RPC staff members that if they have staff underneath where they're removing, it will be noisy. They'll hear stomping. They'll see their lights jiggle. There'll be some dust, dirt fall out of the ceiling tiles that's just accumulated over the years. We stand ready to go down and wipe up tables and desks if it's too much for them. They may get a whiff of glue. It is a glued product, so once they get the material down, they may get a little glue smell. But we've warned them that this will be an issue that they'll have to deal with for the next 2.5 weeks. So hopefully it won't be too bad for them. We experienced the same thing when we did Pod 200 with several of our offices. So it is a bit of a hassle, but we've got to do it as the roof has exceeded its life, so we don't want it to leak.
Any questions on that project? Any other business? I have no report. Next meeting will be November 5th, Tuesday. Thanks everybody for being able to make a change the date on this Monday, but if that's it, nothing for consent agenda. So I will call the meeting adjourned.